Hold on, let me update my Facebook status.
In the past year, we've been trying to blend the Fanlight Productions collection into our own collection while still maintaining our own distinct identities. It hasn't always been easy.
So I made these costumes for us so we'll never forget our roots.
What costumes? What we've learned in the past year is that our collections put together can provide insight on just about anything.
But that's not all. Our films don't just make you smarter, they actually help you in everyday situations.
Yeah, like say you're at a party and you want to sound really impressive and smart by saying you know things about two totally unrelated topics like disco and atomic war. Yay!
It is 1971, and a new, powerful TV tower is installed near Helsinki. 80 kilometers to the south, in the Soviet Estonian capital, Tallinn, some antennas are receiving the Finnish television broadcasts. Immediately, a forest of new antennas grows on the rooftops of Tallinn, and all of the antennas are pointed at Finland. The communist leadership of Soviet Estonia is troubled by these events. A high-ranking committee is sent out from Moscow to determine the seriousness of the situation. Moscow's committee demands that the ideological diversion be stopped. The authorities start planning a counterattack. Why the panic? We possess secret documents that show how the airwaves of Finnish television have pushed the Soviet kids to the forefront of the Cold War.
There's something about a big back that keeps you coming back, keeps you coming back.
Was it a coincidence that such images bombarded the minds of children in Soviet Estonia?
Most importantly, our films provide a unique perspective on the crucial issues of our day.
But not just that, we seek out films on underrepresented issues, things you can't even find information about on Wikipedia.
Yeah, did you ever wonder whose job it was to get the crunch sound in a Kit Kat?
In Europa kommen jährlich 10.000 neue Lebensmittel auf den Markt. In den Entwicklungsabteilungen der Nahrungsmittelkonzerne wird laufend an innovativen Produkten gearbeitet.
We always start with the consumer. We call the consumer our real boss. And we go to the consumer and ask, what are your needs, what are your dreams, and what are your wishes? When the consumer sits and judges these images, they have no idea what they will taste like. So they're only being asked about the image of it, and then they imagine what it would taste like. But the actual taste is yet to be developed, and that would then be a second step in this food design project.
Konsumenten entscheiden allein anhand des Aussehens über Leben und Tod einer Kreation.
I wonder how much she gets paid to be a chocolate developer.
Ever want to know more about the history of the Berlin Wall? From the perspective of a bunny rabbit?
Kaba hoyma این جیبای بزرگی که داره 2 تا جیب کوچیکم که همراه ها رو نگذارن توش، حالا همراه در اومده همه دارن میذارن این سینه قبا خراب میشه، میذارن جیب کوچیک توی این جیب. باز اینطوری شد که آقای خلخالی جلو ما رو گرفت، گفت قبا رو بده، من دیگه نیاز به شما نیست. قبا رو گرفت رفت تو. خوشبختانه آقا فوری پوشیده و گفته بود خیاطو بگید بیاد. ما رفتیم، آقا گفت اینقدر آسینش بلنده، اینقدر اون قدش بلنده. گفتم الحمدلله. رسولی محلاتی آیت الله گفتن اینجا بازی در بود. گفتم خب آقا نمیذاش آقای خلخالی من پابوس آقا بیام.
And what about what's going on in the lives of vets that are coming back from Iraq?
It's going to be weird, you know. A lot of 19, 20-year-olds in school. I'm the 32-year-old one-armed guy that just got out of the Army.
And what about a good old-fashioned love story?
Every night I surf the internet. Nobody wants to tell me the truth. How should I picture this locked-in syndrome? Will Boris ever be able to speak to me? Or will he ever be able to put on a silly camouflage suit by himself? After 10 days, we are informed that Boris will survive. But what his life will be like if he remains locked in his cerebrum, no one will say. It's the music that reopens the window to the outside for him. Of course, how simple. It's his medium.
Ever want to know more about blind people who fly kites in Scotland?
Wait, we have a film about blind people flying kites in Scotland?
Yeah, it's part of the Fanlight Productions collection.
When I'm flying the kite, the feeling I get is one of a direct connection with something that's flying. It's very emotional for me. Just the idea that what I do affects something that is flying. And I kind of visualize it almost as like the perspex front of one of those bubble fronts on a helicopter or something like that. I see this area inside a perspex dome that the kite's going to be flying in, and that helps me to think about where I'm going to need to put the kite within that hemisphere.
I have control. It is really tricky.
Ever just need a little inspiration from an artist who still manages to work even after suffering an incapacitating disability?
The one thing he has is his mind, and even though he can't build the models, the idea is to have them sent through the computer, and his son Spencer's been helping him with that.
I just think it ought to go down to the ground.
Well, I guess we just disagree, but that's okay.
I can't deny it. I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity, and it's complicated because, you know, now he finds himself in this compromising situation where he's got to deal with his son as sort of almost a quasi-boss.
There's a lot of times when I still can't believe this is happening.
Let's button you up now.
There's still a big part of me that is still in denial. It's been over a year, and I still have flashes where I'm thinking, how do I get used to who I am now?
Is it possible for people to find humor and beauty in life, even as they're taking their last breath?
This is the word of a man who died. It doesn't make him any truer than a man that's living. For a lot of years, I had no religion, none at all. My hard head wouldn't take it. I believe in it. And I believe I'll see you again in heaven.
Ever want to forget about the serious stuff for a while and listen to Jack Kerouac reminisce about his childhood?
Avec un accent québécois.
Dans votre premier livre, The Town and the City, vous mettez en scène une famille qui vit dans un village que vous appelez Galloway.
Oui, ça c'est c'est fictionnel, ça, un arrangement fictionnel. J'ai pas eu une grosse famille comme ça. J'avais deux siblings. Ma soeur, mon frère.
Et votre frère. Et puis, est-ce que vous racontez dans cet ouvrage-là l'espèce d'unité qu'il y avait dans la famille, le rôle protecteur de la mère? Est-ce que tout ça, c'est de la vérité ou si c'est de la fiction?
Vérité.
C'est de la vérité, ça.
Oui, mon père était mon protecteur. Ma mère aussi.
Votre père est mort maintenant. Vous aviez quel âge quand il est mort?
24.
Et votre mère vit encore, ce moment-là?
Oui. Gabrielle Lévesque. Elle est drôle comme un palais.
Ah oui? Quel âge a-t-elle?
Elle t'envoie des patarafes et des charivaris.
Qu'est-ce que vous appelez?
Elle chante des vieilles chansons, ça.
Ah ouais?
C'est donc... assis avec mon petit chien, c'est don de valeur. Ben, faites pas. Mon doux, c'est don de valeur. Merci.